It was about midnight and I was about to go to sleep. And then I checked my phone and I saw a Woj notification and I told myself, this better be good. And, so it appears the Pistons are going to trade Luke Kennard to the Phoenix Suns in a proposed package of Javon Carter, Elio Kobo, and Phoenix's first round pick for the 2020 draft. My initial reaction was panic and what is happening, and it's about to be finalized because this just doesn't get tweeted at midnight. And of course, it just got tweeted at midnight, and nothing has been finalized as of the recording of this video. Initially, I didn't love the trade, but the more I look at it, the more it makes sense. But here's the problem, and it's kind of the problem the Pistons are going to have overall in these next 48 hours heading into the trade deadline. They don't want to wait. What I mean by that, I have to use an explanation that's kind of unorthodox. Let me use an example, and my example is the 2019 film Uncut Gems. Ironically, the film does star Kevin Garnett and it centers a lot around basketball, but that's not exactly what I'm focusing on. So in Uncut Gems, Adam Sandler's character, Howie Ratner, has to sell this orb that he has at an auction, and he thinks it's going to be worth millions and millions of dollars. He thinks it's going to get him to win big, and it's going to be his biggest win yet, and it's going to get him to pay off his debts that he owes to a lot of people. He already knows one person that really wants and feels like they need the orb, and it's Kevin Garnett, because Kevin Garnett's play improved when he was able to look into the orb. And prior to the auction, when Howie looks at the listings, he sees that the orb has been relisted. It's been relisted and its price has gone down. Howie could have already sold it for a big price, but instead he waited for the auction to get even more money, and now it's all backfired. So Howie panics. And he doesn't know what to do because he has to get back all this money that he thought he was going to get, plus the money he already owes. So he gets someone to bid on his behalf. Someone who will outbid the top bidder, who he already knows will be Kevin Garnett. However, the risk is KG pulls out and he doesn't want to overpay for the gem. But Howie is certain. He's certain that Kevin Garnett is desperate enough to overpay for the gem. And when the bid comes, they go back and forth and back and forth until Kevin Garnett pulls out. And now Howie sold the gem to himself. The man that won the gem was bidding basically on behalf of Howie, and it's an ultimate loss. And that's what I think the Pistons situation is right now with their current trade. See, Luke Kennard, a 23-year-old who has knee problems, getting you 2 young players and a first-round pick, which might be in the lottery, it's not that bad of a trade. And leaking the info and waiting for someone else to outbid is exactly what Howie just did, and it didn't really pay off for him. This has kind of been the story for the Pistons overall, and it's their current situation, especially with someone like Andre Drummond. See, the Pistons could have traded Drummond before the season started. They could have traded him last season. They could have traded him the year before, but instead they decided to wait. And now it's really backfiring for them. The value they thought they'd get for Andre Drummond and the desperation that other teams have that need a big man, they thought would all come into place for them to get a really nice return. But as you probably know, as Woj said, the market for Andre Drummond has really dried up. So now when the Pistons move on from Andre, if they move on from him via trade, it's going to be for a significantly less return than they were expecting. As I said at the beginning of the Pistons season, time is really not on the Pistons side, and they really need to make a move as soon as possible. Actually no, scratch that. They need to make moves as soon as possible. So I think it is time for a full-on rebuild, and it's time to really blow this up. And you know your core pieces at this point. It's Sekou, it's Svi, it's Christian Wood, it's Bruce Brown. Initially, I thought Luke Kennard would be part of that young core, but I guess not. And they're open to moving him, and it seems they're going to get at least a decent return. So if their goal is to move him, I think they should take that deal instead of waiting and possibly losing out. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and possibly learned something from it, and please go see Uncut Gems. It's an amazing movie. And also please subscribe to the Palace of Pistons YouTube channel, check out our website, and I'll catch you on the next one.